Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper and Twine and welcome to day 4 of Christmas crafting. 31 days of Christmas crafting throughout October. I'm hoping today I've got a quick project for you because it is Secret Diary of a Cereal Dieter today, and I shall be uploading that later. That'll be a slightly longer video, so I don't want to bore you too much. If you want to check out my weight loss journey, tune in. I'm hoping that'll be uploaded about 7 o'clock. But choose to watch it or not, I don't mind. So today's little project I think might be quite sweet to do with young children, and is with young children in mind really, but would make a cute stocking stuffer for children, a cute project for craft fairs, school fairs, etc, etc. What we are going to need is some Tic Tacs. And I think I paid £1 for 4 packets of these Tic Tacs. They're the smaller packet. You can get larger boxes, which would be more versatile for this project, but I couldn't get them in the white, and because it's Christmas I wanted white. I didn't want the multicoloured Tic Tacs. So what I have gone ahead and done is just cut from a scrap of card, and this is the beauty of this, you can use your scraps. I've just cut a piece of black card to be 4 3/8 by 2 3/4, and I'm going to bring in my score tool, and on the long side I'm going to score at 1 7/8. You could use patterned card for this and miss out the second step that I'm going to be doing, and then turn it and score at 1 7/8 again, and you will see we've made a little booklet with a gusset. Now you could round your corners if you wanted to. Just for time's sake today I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fold and burnish my score lines. And you can see I've created a little booklet. Now I want to close this, so I've cut approximately 1/2 metre of black ribbon, just because the outside of my booklet is black, and I'm going to bring in a little bit of tape, find my scissors, and I'm going to tie this slightly off centre. So I want a piece about like that there, a little piece on my spine, and another piece across the front of my booklet. I'm leaving a little slim border because we're going to mat and layer. I've cut that a little bit too thick, so it's not quite centre, it's slightly off. Put my tape out of the way, and then take the backing off this. Some people are very good at doing this and they use pokey tools. I just use my thumbnail. I should have burnished this down a bit more maybe, but that's fine. And then what I do is I take my ribbon and I find the centre by putting the two ends together. All fingers and thumbs today. And obviously you don't have to do black, you could do sparkle card, you could do whatever. I've got some scraps of red, this nice red, but it wasn't quite big enough for this. So yeah, I found the centre, and I'm going to just lay 1/2 down like that, give it a little burnish down, and then the other piece over like that. And then we're going to decide what we're going to have on the back and the spine. So I'm just going to have a little fur for something, and I'll come back to you. So I'm literally just using scraps of card. I've got 2 pieces of white card that are 1 3/4 across by 2 5/8 deep, and I've got a spine which is 1/2 inch by 2 5/8. I've gone ahead and I've stamped a snowman on one of them, which is going to go on the back of my booklet. You could use patterned paper. These penguins were just slightly too wide for this dimension, but you could make your booklet slightly bigger. It really doesn't matter. I'm looking for a little something just to put on the spine. Oh, this might work. Yes, that'll work, and I can move it up. So that is that. Let's get a little block, a little blockette. I need to be careful I don't move my stamp. So just stamp this on the spine. You could obviously heat emboss in lovely nice silver or gold or whatever. I'm just going to eyeball that like that. Redding would look nice with this, and if you'd used red what do you call it, card, just do that like that. There we go. So just stamp that off there so I don't get my glass mat dirty. Let's stick these down. So this is my spine. So really, if you're going to stamp something on the front, you need something that's got somewhere that you can ideally stamp a hole, and all will become clear in a minute. Just sticking that down. This is going to go on the back. But this would be lovely to do with small children. I think they'd enjoy this, and they'd particularly enjoy eating the Tic Tacs, wouldn't they? I used to love Tic Tacs when I was little. Still do. And I'm 56. I don't think you ever grow out of sweets, do you? Okay, now for the next piece, I'm going to stamp the snowman again, but I want to stamp him slightly higher up. Or is it, do I want to stamp him higher up? The idea is I've got this 1 inch hole punch. If you haven't got a hole punch, you could use a small circle die. If I... Yes, I need to stamp him slightly lower down, so that I can get into his belly. And I've had these, I think they're Hunky Dory stamps that came free with a magazine donkeys years ago. I do like this set, they're very playful, and I think that will do like that. So I've got him slightly lower down, which means that my punch will sit better. So just eyeballing. I'm going to get some of that stitching taken out, but there you can see we've got a little hole, and what we're going to do now, we're going to glue him down. And then use this hole as a guide to punch out the other layer, because and I am moving him down a bit so that I don't catch my ribbon, which is why I wanted to adhere my ribbon slightly off center. There we go. It's not too bad. So coming in with the hole punch again, and we should be able to see where we've punched. and punch out again. I've got a little bit of a gap here because I hadn't taken into account this little bit of a 1/16 of an inch here, but that's fine. That's fine. We're going to add just a little tiny bit of colour now, so bear with me while I just go and get my inks. So I've just brought in a couple of colours of Distress ink and my water brush and my fine brush. I'm just going to put a bit of water on my acrylic block, and I'm going to have his nose in red because it's a heart shape, which I think is quite cute. Just adding water to my brush and picking up the colour. So I've got Festive Berries here. You don't have to use Distress ink. You could use a fine marker or an alcohol marker. Use whatever you've got in your stash. And if I'd heat embossed this, I'd be even more certain that the colours weren't going to bleed. That's that. I'm just going to clean my brush and my block. I should have used that ink for something else, shouldn't I? Okay, that's my brush clean. Another little bit of water on my block, and we'll have a little bit of Salty Ocean for his buttons because I think he's a boy snowman. And I think he's got blue buttons. So just the tiniest bit of ink on my acrylic block, you can see there. Just picking up the colour with my fine brush and just coming in. That's quite a nice colour, isn't it, for his buttons? And if you wanted to go all out, you could put glossy accents on these bits. But, you know, if you're in a hurry doing a craft fair make, you want to kind of make these as quick as you can, don't you, really? And cost effective as well. So I think what I will do is just add a little bit of colour with this red fine liner, and I think I'm going to just do some little swirls like this. Not too many, just to add a little bit more of a pop of colour. I'll do a couple on here so it's the same. If you don't want to draw anything, you could use a tiny little detail stamp. There we go. I quite like that. And I think that would kind of, you know, if you'd got a whole load of these in a basket in little cellophane wrappers, I think they'd look quite nice. So what we need to do now is get our Tic Tac box. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on the back of it. And stick that down on the back of our Tic Tac box. Burnish it a little bit. Oh, look, that's coming off. Perhaps red liner tape would be better. That's got it. And then we're just going to centre this so that we've got an equidistant edge, but we want to try and get the Tic Tacs down the bottom. And we're going to close it up, tie our ribbon, and you don't need as much ribbon as I've got on here. But I'm not very good at tying bows. But there is our cute little tic tac holder with our little spine. Maybe we should just going to put a little red dot in between each of these snowflakes so that we're carrying on that red theme. So I've used what I've got in my stash. You use what you've got in your stash to create this little tic tac holder. I hope you enjoyed. I shall be back tomorrow with maybe a slightly more complicated project. If you try this with kids, let me know what you think. Take care, everybody. I'll be back soon. Bye now.